Casper is back. And with me being back, it means TFT content is back. And I would like to humbly apologize for my latest hiatus. I accidentally watched TFT content on YouTube and it put me in such deep REM sleep. I was out for 7 months, but I'm back now. And as you can tell, I am downright elated, euphoric, rapturous even. It's time to level this up. Now, what better time to come back than a brand new set on the verge of release? My favorite time in the TFT pipeline. When a new set releases and I'm sitting in my chair feeling like I'm relearning how to read. It goes beyond overstimulation. It's like what happens to your CPU when it's at 100% usage. I don't have enough cooling. Since the time I was born, I've been missing 1 or 2 cores, so I start seeing everything in PowerPoint slides. I'm picking my 2-1 augment, I blacked out, all of a sudden it's stage 4 and I'm rolling down a level 8, my brain is blue screened, I can't figure out what the Faerie crown is. Meanwhile, I'm carrying a 1-star DJ Khaled's son, or whatever this thing is called, Gablagar, call it that. I played 6 games yesterday, honestly, couldn't tell you what happened in any of them. It's a good thing I recorded it, because I would have thought I made it up. Frost as a trait has to be a fever dream. These freaky ass developers got me straight booling out here. But 9 Faerie is actually pretty cool, so towards the end of the video I'll show you the absolute max capped version of this comp. So stick around and let's break this game down. The game starts innocently enough. My entire lobby uses bidets as water fountains, as is expected, especially the guy that gets picked here. Then there's me. Now look at this picture. This is an album cover right here. Kids, this is what they call aura. And then I got jump scared because I forgot I had this map thing enabled. This is actually what it looks like when my family sees me get home from work every day. Almost a perfect rendition. So we're in loot subscription, and after the minion rounds I have a tier, a rod, and a bow. Which, if I knew what was going on, I would be pretty happy with it. Then the augments come up and gives me some direction, which really at this point, that's all I'm asking for. I insta-took Royal Guard, I didn't even think about it. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I think Riot might be going for a Nobel Prize. These aren't descriptions, these are reports. I didn't even bother reading it. So Faerie the trait is basic health for all fairies, but the real power is the item it gives. The crown is for your main carry, and the armor is for your main tank, or I guess your secondary carry. Unbeknownst to me, this is actually a really good spot for Faerie. Rageblade is essential, as Kalista is the main carry with vertical Faerie, and she giga scales with attack speed. It took me a couple of minutes to defragment my cranium and process the decisions I just made. Also, I 5-streaked. Not surprisingly, I am a mighty master level player against these PBE peasants. Then stage 3 starts, and the loot subscription shenanigans begins. Off the bat, I get dropped off a spatula. Again, this was my first time playing this comp. I'm sure the best champs to put the spat on will get optimized like Annie with Mythic, so I probably griefed who I put it on. It's fine, everybody relax. I should play Katarina instead of the Seraphine, I know. Look at this guy. You think Turtle is gonna beat me, bro? It's fine. I pull out a plastic straw and I can end his entire lineage. Now, once again, I had a chance at a double Rageblade here, but I didn't know if that was actually optimal or not, so I opted for a Last Whisper instead. Don't think it's that bad, I just don't know if it's optimal. Now, this is the final comp with just Faerie +1. You want multi-striker for Kalista, so you're playing Hecarim, Rakan, Lilia as your front line, and Akali as the secondary carry until you get to Camille level 9. Tom Kench for late game Arcana, very good. Again, this will probably get optimized to some degree, but this is basically the normal version of Faerie with a +1. We'll get to the 9 Faerie stuff later. 10 streaked with a 1-star Tristana, so you know most of this lobby couldn't pass a breathalyzer test. It's PBE, so we've got the entire population of Nicaragua logged on right now, that would explain it. So I get to level 8 with relative ease. Now I've got the arduous task of finding Kalista and Rakan on this roll down. Alright, now that that's done with, we can go to level 9. Now this is where stuff gets real spicy. Loot subscription drops a tome. And I got an Arcana emblem. Now, for those of you who aren't aware, the Arcana emblem gives you a percentage increase damage boost for every emblem you have on your team. Pretty busted if you have a bunch of spats, which I'm about to. I shouldn't have put it on Rakan. At this point, I was just glad that my board didn't look like a colorblind person made it. I was happy riding off into the sunset with this. But then Riot unlocked Operation Cook. Gain a random uncraftable emblem. Imagine if I got another Arcana right here. Oh my god. Got a Hunter emblem though. Now I can hunt the uninstall button, all the better. It actually doesn't even matter. It's about to get all types of terminal in here. Once I figure out how Arcana works, I'll get there. So 3 Arcana with 3 emblems gives you 24% damage amp. In layman's terms, holy shit. Now we go to a carousel, which is where my family originates from, the circus. And what do you know, Faerie spat on the carousel. Allow me, gentlemen. Now it only takes 2 spats to get to 9 Faerie. However, it takes me a while to figure that out. Arcana is now giving me 30% damage amp. And I lose. Lil P90 Vert. Nice name, jackass. You're about to get the whole fist. As soon as I learn how to count, I'm there, bro. This is how absolutely delirious I was at this point. The game dropped me another spat. And I had an open rod. But I could not see it at all. So that extra value is gone, unfortunately. Now I'm fighting P90 again. I'm getting creamed again. My dad watched it and he left again. It's also at this point that I learned Callista hops when she's attacked. That's neat. Yeah, that's actually useful to know. Finally at 6'2", I graduate 4th grade and I put in the 9 Faerie. 9 Faerie is basically the power level of 8 Ghostly. It's good, it's strong, but it can be beaten. It's not a prismatic trait. It turns your Faerie items radiant, which makes them disgustingly overpowered, but the rest of your team is not actually that much stronger. Which is why in most of the fights you'll see, it's basically just Callista and Rakan just clutching it out. Now I hate to keep saying this, but I gotta keep driving the point home. At this point, I was dizzy for the glizzy. I was on the verge of finding out if my phone was edible, dog. I should have taken out the Taric, left the Hecarim in there, level to 10, putting Xerath and Camille in for Akali. In the moment, I was more interested in the fact I didn't know Callista had this skin. Yeah, this actually, I've never seen this Callista skin in League. That's kind of crazy. I haven't played League much lately, but damn. The skin department is washed, bro. It looks terrible. I can't imagine people playing this skin. This is wild. Also, I'm barely beating this guy with 9 Faerie, by the way. He's just playing built different, like any common mouse you find inside the walls of your house, so I guess nothing out of the ordinary there. Get to the carousel, and there's another emblem on the carousel. Again, I did not realize that was a Camille with the Frost emblem. I am sorry. It's taking everything to just stay awake at this point. I barely win this next round. I'm waiting to see if he realizes his Nami is missing an item, and that actually could very well make a difference. While I finally realize I can drop the Taric and add the Tommy for maximum Arcana value, but it's also at that point that this slow swimming orc decides he's had enough magic and mayhem for today. Gotta go and choke my chicken real quick. Yeah, that's great stuff, bro. Yeah, good job. You should have just unplugged at birth. I'm trying to make a YouTube video over here. The first one in 7 months. I wanted a thumbnail to say, hey, man, I got 20k, 20,000 million damage amp. Arcana, bro, is busted. Oh, my God. I'm rank 1. But now we'll never get to. Thanks a lot, bro. I can smell certified lover boys, dog. Stay away from middle schools. So thank you guys for watching. Boy, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, and you know, I'm back, and I think this time I'll stay. Let's see what happens if I do, shall we?